Are we rolling, Pika? Okay, you can't touch the buttons anymore. I keep telling you that. My executive producer. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Pre-recorded, but before a live studio audience of my stuffed animals. It's Wednesday, new release day. It's new comic book day. Let's take a break together here at the Comics Coffee Table and talk about this week's new releases. Hi. Pull up a chair, grab a cuppa, whatever it is you're shoving under your nose today, pal. Excuse me. Thank you. The struggles of the YouTube creators. This is take 2. I shot this, and then I closed the app. I didn't hit stop. I just closed the camera, and it didn't save the show. Good thing I give myself a shoot day to make content. It'd be very frustrating to bobble that live or just just a kick in the pants. But it's a learning experience. I really learned from this. What we got today? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's 160 minus 5. We have 155 different titles solicited this week to be purchased today at your local comic book shop. It's New Comic Book Day, and we go to leagueofcomicgeeks.com/comics/new-comics. That is the URL, the Universal Resource Locator. You know, the HTTP, the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. www. Yeah! It's all there, man. It's in the coding. Sheesh. How you doing today? Let's see. It's new release day. And let's talk about what we're going to get and what's available on the shelves this week. Yes, we talk about all kinds of comic books, I think. Not as many as I should be. I'm looking at the end of the list. There's Fantaco Enterprises, Dr. Corvus, Children of the Abyss #2 for $3.99 by Eric Stanway and Jeff Bonivert. First, I'd have to check to see if I'm blocked on Twitter by these people, and then I would give myself permission to take a chance on their book. But should I be asking for these books that I haven't read yet? Or would they leap off the shelf at me? We have Seance Room. And this is on Source Point Press. Releases December the 20th, 2023. Today. Hello. And Harry Weiss, charming and sinister, proprietor of the Seance Room, does his best to keep you present. This issue, masterfully drawn by Ben Templesmith, readers of comics. So this is written in... I would get this. I love Ben Templesmith. I should put this on the list. The Seance Room. Harry's Opus #1. Written and drawn by Ben Templesmith. Wow. Okay. Things we find when we just this is some digital shelf right here, and I just came across a book that I'm going on my list. You got a list? Do you keep an open list of? See, I got one for groceries, and I got one for books. the seance room. I love Harry's Opus. Number 1, Templesmith. Okay, it's on the list. $4.99 on a small press, Source Point Press. Never heard of them. Let's look them up. They also do another one called Franklin and the Ghost, which has been solicited for today. 20 Fists, 5 Bullets, 6 Men from 2022. Achilles Incorporated, Apocalypse Girl. Wow, yeah. Hey, here's wow. They've got quite an A through Z here. Indeed. Maybe you should check out Source Point Press sometime. Why not? But they'll get my $4.99 for Ben Templesmith. I'll tell you that. We're starting at the end of the list. For a very good reason, because at the end of the, like I said, this is take 2. I shot the show already, and I fumbled it. It happens. Keep going. Keep going. That's it. Just keep going. You got this. At least I got a fresh pot of coffee out of this deal. Thank you, Pika. Pika likes to make sure that the coffee's always fresh. Interstellar Dust on Antarctic Press. Interstellar Dust. Who's doing this? TJ Hudson, and artist is Moy Rodriguez. I mean, it looks modern purple, and it looks like it's digitally. It's a prison break in outer space. And it's going 3 issues. And do things like this collect and sell as trade paperbacks? Like, I'm more into floppies than trade paperbacks. Yet, I mean, it's like, what's the publishing paradigm here? See, okay, here's something I was thinking of. In high school, I went to a trade school in high school, an all-boys Catholic high school in Boston. No, it's in Boston, Massachusetts. 02127 is where I grew up. South Boston, Massachusetts. And, yeah, and they were all-girls Catholic schools, too. So we just, the kind of like, it wasn't weird. But I went to a trade school, so sophomore, junior, and senior year in high school, you choose a shop, and then you take 3 years of that trade, so that by the time you graduate, not only do you have a high school diploma, you have a journeyman certificate and a trade, like electricians and plumbers and civil engineers and drafting. And 2 that I chose, like in sophomore year, I chose graphic arts, which is about it's about the magazine publishing trade. It's about periodical publishing or about book publishing, but it's about print publication. And it was at this time, like 1987, where digital is now more than just an idea. Before that, it was still a variation on the Gutenberg press. You know, ink, vellum, press, multiply, typeface, font, leading, M's, justification, X-Acto knives, non-photo blue, light tables, composition of a page, all these little things that go into formatting a page, a single page in a magazine. Again, so I had this like really deep experience with it, and I really didn't ken to it very well. And I chose for junior and sophomore year, I chose woodshop and made, nunchucks for my friends. And thank God none of us ever used them. Thank you, Lord. No, that we never had to use any of our nunchucks. I made nunchucks in woodshop and a grandfather clock for my senior. What? Back to the But I mean, I have a big affinity, big place in my heart, and of understanding for when it comes to the publication industry, the periodical publications. Like, you are a publisher, you are offering content, stories, news, photographs, drawings, something of value. I mean, just now it's different. We're in the 21st century. Boom. We're in this digital age. Where does paper go from there? I don't know. It's going somewhere. Maybe it will be the more artesian version of a comic book. Maybe the spinner rack should and is already the digital marketplace that I'm not in touch with. That you can have a plethora of different titles, but then the artesian quality ones that you sell as a paper artifact at a premium. Could we get rid of the ads, the illusion of having ads to justify a cover price? Can we go with no ads? More complete act or a part chapter of the story. I'm thinking of, specifically of last week's Batman, the Gargoyle of Gotham #2 by Black Label, and which is a very impressive comic book to me. I was really beyond happy with that. Where is it? Does it come out next week? I'm looking for the there it is. It was $6.99, 48 pages. Really nice cover stock, card stock cover, nice binding, no ads, all story, really good art and writing. I mean, it's either your cuppa or it's not. I mean, this is Raphael Grandpa. I love this. Is like a year 1 story, a year 2 story. Maybe a year or 2 or 3, right before you get. It's got to be. It's young Batman, young Bruce, pre Dick Grayson Robin. It's an interesting time, but as opposed to something like World's Finest, which is out this week, which we'll talk about real quick. I mean, this has some stakes and it has some tension, and it's got some really killer art. I'm it was really my cup of tea, but maybe that's the way. Admit to a $6.99 cover price, have a 48 pages, do it as a quarterly if you have to, but just we'll see. I think there are 2 examples of Valiant publishing on Alien this week. So that big thing, Valiant, instead of folding as a publisher, I think is just licensed out their IPs to be published by Alien Publishing. There's just yeah. I got a couple of Alien books to try them out. Sunshine Patriots by Howard Chaykin, 48 pages, no ads, $9.99 a piece. Nice bind, kind of like that Black Label stuff. Nice binding, cardstock covers, no ads, and entertaining story. You get more for your, you know what I mean? It's better than some random issue 1 that ends up being a 1 of 6 or 1 of 5, and that just leaves you flat. And it's just more engaging story. But yeah, is that it? Will that save the direct market? Just better product? I don't know. I don't have answers. All I have are more questions. What's new this week in comic books, though? We go to leagueofcomicgeeks.com/comics/new-comics, the new comic menu this week. DC does release their comics on Tuesday. So if you are finding that you're not getting your DC comics on Wednesday or Saturday, start a pull list with your LCS, your local comic book shop. One of the most fun parts of doing this show and of New Comic Book Day for me is doing this right now with you. I'm like, the show might be pre-recorded today because I have to get back to life and work and laundry and all this stuff. Who doesn't? But I am with you right now at the comic book shop. And we are, hopefully, kind of like this. Telling you, ooh, here are some of the things I'm picking up this week. Because there are most definitely things I'm picking up this week. Out of the 155 solicited print periodical publications that are available for our retailers this week's for their shelves. There's Nightwing number 109 for $4.99, but that's a 40-pager, and it's got 4 variant covers, and I really enjoyed the last issue. I'm neither a Tom Taylor fan or not. I haven't read enough of his stuff. I've only started reading some of those Marvel people enough to have more balanced and fairer opinions, like Ben Percy, like Ed Brisson, Cy Spurrier, Torrin Grunbeck, Jed McKay, the Marvel stable, their bullpen, Now, I've read enough Ben Percy now. I can see where the people are coming from. But also, I haven't been entirely there's some strong stuff, too. Wolverine versus Predator, anyone. It was a Predator versus Wolverine. I can never... You know what I mean, Jelly Bean. I enjoyed Nightwing number 108, though. I like the whole, secret pirate resort that even Dick was unaware of. I wonder if Batman is unaware of it as well. Something that's so off the radar. It's great. I really enjoyed it. Is it Beast World? This is also part 11 of Beast World. So it's a Beast World tie-in, but there's nothing of the trade dress on the cover. That's interesting because it's got the Bruno Redondo cover, which is really a beautiful cover. I mean, but there are 4 variant covers, and none of them have the Beast. They all have the Dawn of DC trade dress, but none of them have the Beast World tie-in. Where actually this could, if it's listed here, this is Titans Beast World tie-in number 11 of 22, and this is why LeagueOfComicGeeks.com is a really good resource. It's got that kind of info. Look, the Nightwing variant cover that's is about Aquaman has the Aquaman trailer only in cinemas December on the bottom right corner of the Jason Momoa look. So it doesn't even have Dawn of DC. It has Aquaman, but not Beast World tie-in. That's kind of odd. I mean, just... Whatever. Speaking of tie-ins, we have the 30-issue long Gang War over on the Amazing Spider-Man titles. This one, I'm glad to say, has a J. Scott variant. There is the Ski Chalet variant covers this month, which are cheesecakey. And this one is Mary Jane, looking very pretty, skiing, at a ski chalet. And J. Scott Campbell doing his thing. And is it the objectification of women, or is it the admiration, the aesthetic of the quality of the cheesecake, the intent of it? I mean, but it's Amazing Spider-Man number 40. It's got 13 variant covers for an issue 40, a part 11 of a 30 floppy overstory called Gang War. But it does have John Romita Jr. art, and he's inked by Scott Hanna. I mean, it gives me great joy in my heart to see John Romita Jr. on social media with a big piece of paper in front of him, and he's plying his trade, making pencils. God, really good guy. I mean, I've literally grown up on the past 40 years of his art. And ASM, he's been doing Amazing Spider-Man for 40 years, and he's had distinct changes in his style over time as he's matured and become a master. I love comic books. So there are things to like about Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, and I've been a little disappointed with Zeb Wells. I don't have as much attachment to ASM right now. So I feel like I don't want the good things I say about it to be like pushing back on all the negativity about it. That's not my intent. No, I like the dark costume stuff with the Venom spirit. No, with the Goblin spirit. That was fun. I mean, you could have fleshed that out a bit more, and that could have landed a lot better. Same goes about the whole Ms. Marvel thing. You know, that like really went, and then it kind of landed really flatly. So I mean, I'm looking at two arcs that I was, peripherally bought into as well. And I thought they were actually pretty decent and entertaining. But then right at the end, it kind of just lands, the arc itself, that story beat, lands flat and unsatisfactorily. And just, that's just been, but that's, hopefully Mr. Wells doesn't watch this and block me on Twitter, leaving me defenseless to not buy his comic books anymore. All right. Duckies and bunnies. 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 Bunnies. Duckies and bunnies. So yeah, a J. Scott Campbell cheesecake variant cover will not... I see, I'm a sucker for a variant cover. Like, get me on one of those Peach Momoko nightmare covers. Then we're talking. But here's a good question. Coming out on Tuesday, and I'll see how many are on the shelf. With all the hullabaloo and the talking about and the culture war BS and the outrage and burning it all down and, will I, here's the proof of the pudding on the plate. It's Batman Superman World's Finest issue 22, written by Mark Waid with awesome art by Dan Mora. Are you putting this down? I put this magazine down a few months ago for different reasons. I was reading it. I didn't start reading it. One, everyone in my circle said, you're not reading World's Finest? You would, and so I picked up on their suggestion, and I was in for a while, yeah, and it was fun. But there's something about, because see, I feel okay. I like Mark Waid. He's a very good writer. He's written one of my all-time favorite Flash stories. He was in the Flash for years. Didn't he do Empire with Barry Kitson? Yeah, I mean, remember Empire? I mean, it was that. Wow, Empire was so good. And I like Mark Waid, and he's a good example of maybe like, hey, I don't want to be blocked by Mark Waid, because then I wouldn't be able to buy his books anymore. It's like that thing in Goodfellas, like that scene in Goodfellas. Well, I'm going to have to turn my back on you now. That's that. Yeah. I mean, shit. I don't have much. I have my spending money, and I have a sense of self-respect that I'm not going to give money to someone who literally hates me. So, I don't want to, at Mark Waid on anything about any of this discussion. He's a writer. He's embellishing. He's using hyperbole and allegory. And, I mean, he's completely... He's the literally polaric opposite of Ethan Van Sciver. They're like nemesis. They could be. I mean, who cares? But I mean, just the way they both come across, and I don't take Ethan that seriously. Why should I take Mark Waid that seriously? But I mean, they're both coming from their respective corners of this boxing ring. We literally have red robot, blue robot. In a way. Which leads me to a fascinating conversation about my developing ideas about the color purple and how I'm going to weaponize it against blues, just looking to own the chuds, the reds. It's purple. That's the way out. It's reds and blues make purple, working together. Hallelujah. The royal color. But will you be picking up Batman's World's Finest 22? Will any of this hullabaloo matter to the fact that this is a really good superhero comic book story? It's pretty good, but like my problem with it was why I put it down was that World's Finest is set in a few years ago, several years ago, on this Prime Earth Zero. That's what I'm calling it from now on. Yeah, correct me in the chat if you wanna. Yeah, bring it. See, that's a good comic book shop style conversation. Prime Earth Zero. Yeah, sure. That's good enough for me. You know what I'm talking about. But it's set in the several years ago, so it's like Batman like year 4 or something. It looks like it's Robin year 3 or it's hard. But it's really cool. But it kind of has no stakes and no tension because it's set in the past. And so I'm reading things like Superman that are thrilling me because I'm looking forward to what's next, because I call it this, it's an unpaved continuity. And it's exploding into being month after month or week after week or daily, as in a newspaper. But yeah, Mark Waid. I mean, like, are you putting down Mark Waid stuff? I mean, shouldn't I be giving him the same leeway I give this Joker? I think so. And I say this to the people. You get into scraps on Twitter, and I say this to people, about my adjacency. It's like, hey, I don't take Ethan that seriously. Ethan doesn't take himself that seriously. The only people that take him seriously are you people that want to have a problem with him because, you don't really accept your role in the outrage culture. There's all this, if you ignored him, wouldn't he go away? Exactly. You can block him, you can mute him, you can mute certain words in your social media to curate your experience so none of this stuff can, find its way to your timeline so you don't have to look at that stuff. Yeah. I'm just against block group lists. Really. I mean, that's just like, I'm on a list? Who put me on a list and why? I'm on a list? Yeah, you're on a list of people. Several lists. A known conspirator. We've got, Mark Waid, World's Finest. It's just continuing the Earth 22 future of Kingdom Come. So it's great. 30 years later, he gets to come back to this. And I really think he's got such an encyclopedic knowledge of the characters and use of their voices and their power sets and circumstances. And he could be I really feel that he could be the best editor-in-chief of DC Comics because of that he could be the shepherd that we need for our beloved IPs, as we like to say on all of these shows. That he knows how to use character voice, and maybe he's just old and crabby enough to be like, hey kid, I can see where you're going with this, but can you do something about that and punch this up a bit? And shepherd these youngsters to tell better superhero stories, because they all got them in them and they want to get out. and just like so too much of this fluff. It's too much fluff. It's too much fluff. So yeah, is the proof of the pudding though? The proof is not in the pudding. The proof of the pudding is on the plate. And will Batman Superman World's Finest number 22 be on your plate this week? Are you putting down Mark Waid because of this latest round of internet comic book outrage? I'm just trying to, as my mom says, inhale air and pass gas, baby. There you go. There's Superman number 9, which I probably will be picking up because I like being a Superman reader. After all these years, I like what Williamson is doing. It's like I came back, I got the issue 1, and I got a few other issues, but what I really got me was the Gleb Malenkoff art, and that had me coming back for a few months. And now I like the whole chained storyline, and I want to see where this goes. So this is the unpaved continuity I was talking about. This is like the joy of serialized storytelling, and this is what I'm here for. And so it's $4.99, 32 pages. It's legacy number 852, and it's got it's got 6 variant covers. One of them's a really cool. It's called Cover E. It's the Michael Janin Santa card stock variant. I got lucky enough to snag last week at my local comic book shop. It was the only one left for Green Lantern number 6. There were a few of the A cover left, but I got the Santa variant, which was the pastiche of Green Lantern 49. Of Ring Mad Hal, who's got all the rings and he's the power, the rings, and the grin, Manakil grin. Well, it's Santa doing that as a pastiche, and it's pretty fun. And this one's really fun too. I would love to get cover E of this. Is it $1 more? It is $1 more. I don't care. It's great. And and I like fun and funny books, man. There's just, yeah, I mean, it's kind of simple. All right, we got Wolverine and in his final Fall of X trade dress cover. It's issue 40. It's a team up with the Amazing Spider-Man. Wonderful cover by Lionel Francis Yu. But also there are 5 other variant covers for this issue number 40. It's $4.99, 28 pages. $4.99. Spider-Man is also $4.99 for 28 pages as well. And as we all know, that's 22 pages of art and story. And that's including the cover, because the cover most definitely the cover most definitely is art, deserving of being counted. It's usually 20 to 21 pages of what we would consider sequential art, splash page, and funny book storytelling panels. Slanche. But so $4.99 is getting to be the cover price. It's happening. It's happening, kids. Coming up right after this will be Sabretooth War. And this is one of those Benjamin Percy titles where I'm like, I hear a lot of negativity about Ben Percy sometimes, but my direct experience with Ben Percy is that he's a Marvel bullpen writer. I'm fine with that. Speaking of a bullpen writer of a different kind, it's done at DC Trade Dress. It's issue 4 of Wonder Woman, written by Tom King, with art by Daniel Sampere. Buzz on the street is that this one is it's got that jaded Tom King lack of editorial stewardship that betrays general audiences and the titular character. There, I said that in one sentence. And it wasn't even that much of a run-on. I can blab. I got the gift. The gab is the gift that I have. And yet, girl ain't nothing but a hag. Educated, no. Stupid, yep. And when I say stupid, I mean stupid. I'm not James at 16 or Chachi in charge. I happen. Sorry, that's where I bobbled. Beastie Boys. Will Diana lose hope in a world turned against her? Yeah, go for it, kid. I'll get you back on that. But it's brilliant art by Daniel Sampere. There are five variant covers. This is a $4.99 magazine for 40 pages. It has the Trinity's backup. Trinity is this daughter of Wonder Woman. Is it Diana's biological offspring? The clues are coming together quickly. And the comic book speak. Awesome. But yeah, it's it is what it is. It's Tom King being Tom King. But I'll be picking this up if on the shelf. I'll be hitting my local comic book store about 3:30 p.m. on a Wednesday, on new release day. They've been open since 11 a.m. Sometimes they have a line when they open at 11 a.m. But also remember, they're open on Tuesdays, so they are putting out DC Comics on their new release shelf on Tuesdays, usually. I haven't been there on a Tuesday in a while. But I was there a couple of Tuesdays ago, several months ago, several months worth of Tuesdays ago. I did check it out. It's like they were trying to prep for Wednesday new release day by having like they were arranging the new release shelves and putting like placards in front of them. So like, no, don't touch those. You can't see those until tomorrow. Those don't exist until tomorrow. And so they're like, they're probably sick of saying, oh, can I get this? No, not until tomorrow. And like some normie pulling a Zegler going, weird. I know, huh? But we have wonderful Nick Klein art. Hulk's a loud character. He smashes a lot. And you need good sound effects in a two-dimensional piece of art. And those are called onomatopoeia. These are words that are spelled the way they sound, like boom, smash, bop, pop, wham. Thump. I love thump. Thump is my favorite. That's the sound of the flying superhero landing. Uh-oh. And there might be a little tremor too, depending on how hot Superman was coming in. But Hulk. Yeah, I've been in since issue 1. I've literally suggested this to a few other people, and they were like, dude, I'm still buying Hulk. I'm like, me too. And I'm going to continue as long as Philip Kennedy Johnson's on this book. It's Spirit of Vengeance Part 2. Continuing, the wanderings of Bruce Banner, Charlie Tidwell, and Hulk. And it's really good. I mean, it's being edited by Will Moss. Its assistant editor is Michelle Marchese, and those are the people responsible for giving us this book. They are Michelle is the assistant editor. Will is the editor. This is the chain that it goes through. Like, I'm really thankful for this magazine. I look forward to this the same way I look forward to Superman, and the opposite way of like something like World's Finest and World's Finest Teen Titans, which wrapped up last week. I mean, I was in for the first issue, but like, no, this has zero stakes. This is cutesy-utsy. It's safe. It's good sauce. It's mild sauce. It's got sauce. Yeah, it's mild sauce. But when you want the sauce, sometimes you want some fiery hot sauce that brings it. You know what I mean? You're breathing through your nose. Your eyes are watering. You know what I mean? You have to, wash your hands after touching that before you touch your eyes. That's how hot it is. That's the sauce. And Hulk's got that sauce. I'm going to clip that. Welcome to the Comics Coffee Table. Subscribe. Oh, yeah. How many variant covers? 3 variant covers. And this is a Peach Momoko Nightmare variant. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It's beautiful. Yes, it is. It's completely horrific in Peach Momoko and nightmarish. This is great. I hope I can get my paws on a Hulk 7 Peach Momoko. That would make me happy. Yeah. Oh, geez. It's Doc Droids number 41 by Star Wars. Here, we're pre-recorded and before a live studio audience of my stuffed animals from our Boston studios, which is down the street from the corner. And this is Star Wars, Doc Droids, Darth Vader, number 41 by Greg Fuck You Pack. That's what seriously. Yeah, I don't care for Greg Pack because you know what? I must be his enemy. He blocked me on social media with no direct interaction. I'm on a list of bad persons. Sorry. That gets the FU from me. I'm sorry, kid. It's part 27 of the 29 issues of Dark Droids. There are 2 variant covers, a lot of modern purple, but my heart has changed on modern purple. It really has, because it really cheeses the blues off when I say, look, you look at all that modern purple. Every time you see the modern purple in your comic books from now on, I want you to see reds and blues together, working together in harmony and unity. Look at that. Blues hate it when I say that to include reds. They fucking do. Wow. That could be part of the problem. We don't get political here. That's just more of, we're talking about color theory in comic books, trends, and the usage of the color purple it's part of our ongoing comic book shop style conversation of 2023, if you've been following the show at all. So I've really come kind of like full circle with the color purple. It still, deflates me and irks me to see it. Yet I'm going to weaponize it and use it against the blues who want to own and chud the bashes, bash the chud. Yeah, I'm not into owning the soys either, but that's culture war bullshit. I know it's out there, and I know I'm adjacent to both sides. I'm in the middle of both of you. Yeah. You need more friends like me. I'll sit down and talk to you both. I understand. You have a list of grievances. But as a spiritual person, what are you holding on to? Your attachments dictate your sufferings. Free yourself. Let go. No one's telling you to give up. I'm never going to give up on comic books or my superhero comic books, even as an old man, which I'm getting to. I'm getting there. But I'm letting go spiritually, like the Buddha advised. Buddha advises to let go of your attachments. Enlighten. You will literally enlighten. You will become lighter. And, so I'm letting go of my attachment, to my anger, of the overuse of the color purple. It's a trend. It also has a lot of cultural, social change significance and unity and equity. And there's a lot of virtue, modernity wrapped up in the color purple, and it's everywhere in comics and in advertising too. But it is a trend as well. Yet I wanted to maybe do something useful with it and see something useful in it that no one else has. That purple itself is the unification of red and blue working together. It's also the emperor's color in the Roman. And I've been reading the Roman, I've been reading the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. Yeah, I'm trying to cover up what time I'm shooting this, and I show it. That's and distracted by a text. But yeah, it's Greg Pack. Greg, if it's good, I'll say it's good. But I've been disappointed with all your Star Wars so far. Sorry I asked that what's up with Danny Rand. And I made it on some kind of Asian American Pacific Islander list. Seriously. So I'll weaponize something of yours, like you're doing to us. you're weaponizing our comic books. Well, you have to really understand rationally that purple is reds and blues working together to create this unit of cosmic consciousness. You need them. They need each other. Yeah. And that really pisses the blues off. But, hey, I found a way out of my anger with some, you know what I mean? With some clever use of obviousness. Then we got Marvel Gods #3, $4.99, written by Jonathan Hickman, art by Valero Sheedy, and it's got 4 variant covers. This one's $4.99, says 28 pages. I think this is only going 5 issues. So this is the anti-penultimate issue. So this is the start of Act 3, but also the Act 2. At the end of Act 2, in a 3-act structure, you have the inciting incident, and you have tension and story leading up or leading down to the nadir, the end of Act 2, where we usually find the traditional hero at their lowest point, which they overcome and come back by the end of the movie. That's why they have a climax. That's nadir is like opposite of climax, you know. That's like a north and south pole. That's not like, you know, the things we learn by tuning into YouTube, right? Geesh. But I've read, I mean, Gods, it's like really blah, blah, blah. But hey, hopefully it will pick up. It's definitely written for the trade. So the first 2 issues have been boring. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, or maybe it's just not made for me. Who knows? I don't, you know, but hey, I'll go and get it. If I read it in my pirate chest, and if it's good, I will spend my money on that. I will buy that. I'm into that. Because also we got Spawn #348, which sells for $2.99 on Image Comics. Todd McFarlane he's selling his Spawn comics for $2.99. And I've never picked one up just to see the quality of it, the feel of it, you know. It's an Image comic, but it's also, what are the ads like? Are they McFarlane toy ads? You know, other Image comics strictly? Hopefully I'll find out this week. I keep saying I want to pick one up. Never really get to it. We've got, with the Dawn of DC trade dress, and I was really impressed with the last issue, and I liked it a lot. In this like post Gotham War status quo. It's Catwoman #60. It's written by Tini Howard with great art by Stefano Raffaele. I love well-drawn, beautiful women in comics. You know what I mean? I don't want to broach the objectification argument because it's I don't know, what is art? There are deeper questions here. I mean, accusing someone of objectification, I think it has more to do with morality than it does about the appreciation of art, of form, of you know, photorealism versus abstract, you know, shit like that, you know, and or texture or line work, you know, or there's so much that goes into art. I mean, but nice comic, you know, line art, beautiful women. It's just pleasing to me. It's not about objectifying. It's just like, wow, it's like this is a fantasy world. You know, it really is a fantasy world. You know what I mean? I don't get my power fantasies through my superheroes. I don't see myself like really in any of these characters. Sometimes you're lucky enough to find one, and the whole thing is it's a gift. You don't know who that, you know, that sister or brother city is going to be. You know, for me, it's Storm of the X-Men. Jeez, I mean, yeah, Catwoman's a lot like her, too. So we have Selena Kyle, the Catwoman. She's been presumed dead post Gotham War. So she's back in her purple outfit, which I love. I love this outfit change. I'm very happy visually that Catwoman looks like Catwoman, and she's really prettily drawn too. You know, big green eyes, pouty lips, kind of, you know what I mean, cheekbones, fine facial features. You know, nice figure. And then her nemesis is also a beautiful woman. This was the last issue, and it gets a little cheeky here and there, and I like that because this is edited by women. This is written by women. And like Jessica Chan is the editor. There's Jessica Burberry is the associate editor. Jessica Chen is the editor, and Ariana Torturo is the editor. So you have, it's maybe it's gatekeeping, and it's not. And I mean, how can you talk about gatekeeping on within the operation of a farm? That's just part of the operation, and the editors are the necessary gatekeepers in the office itself. So these are, you have a set of, of 3 gates to get through. These 3 ladies, and Teenie Howard is written, and Stefano Raffali's art, and it's just he's an Italian comic book artist. So is like one of my favorite comic book artists is. Sorry, Milo Manara. He's Italian. I mean, this is the Paper Man. I mean, he draws beautiful women. He's legendary. He draws erotica too. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I like it. Milo Manara, X-Women. Look, dude, this happened with Chris Claremont. Oh my goodness, the Problematics! It's peril. And they're not damsels in distress. But it's still peril. Holy problematic Batman. But yeah, I mean, so Stefano Raffaele, like, I can see visually has this, the Italian man, there's the machismo, the appreciation of the beautiful Italian woman. Maybe there's just a hint of chauvinism to it. Maybe it's like a cheese. Maybe it needs a hint of funk to it. I don't know. I don't have any answers. All I have are more questions. But I'm, maybe I should pick this up and pick up 59. Because I'm always saying, go back and get the stuff that you think is good, that earns it. And I think that I was really impressed with 59. And I'm looking forward to seeing if 60's in my pirate chest. I hope it is. Maybe I'll just pick it up off the shelf. You never know. I like I like taking chances. I like comic books. We got part 5 of Uncanny Spider-Man, Fall of X trade dress. See, all of these little minis are going 5 issues. Like, what is it? The Abyss of X? No, that was Realm of X. Dark X-Men, Alpha Flight, and I think even Uncanny Avengers as well, because that has the Fall of X trade dress as well. So these are all like 5-issue minis that'll collect, finally into little trade paperbacks. Buy the whole story. Indeed. I liked, and this is by Cy Spurrier, and I really liked the first 3 issues of this. I thought it lost a lot of steam on issue number 4. And then there was the X-Men Origins Blue that is kind of like an issue 4.1. I think that would completely fit within the Uncanny Spider-Man Fall of X trade paperback. I hope that's included. I think it's kind of like necessary reading. And but all of these 5-part Fall of X minis all land flat. Even I was so disappointed in the ones I did like. And Uncanny Spider-Man is one of them, and it seems to be going in that direction. But Dark X-Men, Alpha Flight, they landed flat as well. And it's just this is where I learned from the cash grab of DC's countdown to Final Crisis. I mean, this is cash grab kind of level stuff. But as stories go, Uncanny Spider-Man was really nice for a couple of issues. Maybe it can land. Well, we'll find out. We have Doctor Strange number 10, which has the benefit of an Alex Ross cover and Pascal Ferry interior art, which I think is really cool. And it's written by Jed MacKay, he's one of the bullpen, and he's competent. Now, there might be some of his stuff you don't like, but you can't take all that away from him because, I think like any good hitter on a baseball team, you get your extra base hits, and then you occasionally hit into a foul ball, hit into a ground out, or strike out. It happens. It's why but you're a professional ball player. You should be over 300. Hopefully you're over 300. Yay. Or, what's good for you? Like, what, 250? Yeah, that's 1/4 of the time. You get on base. You got a hit. Is that a good stat? Who knows? But there is a Peach Momoko Nightmare variant that will get my money. I will get. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should just talk to my friend Yule Carter. Do you have? Do you have all? I will take one of each of these Peach Momoko variant covers. There you go, Sully. You're falling for the shade variant scam. Maybe. Uncanny Avengers, which is number 5, and there are no more issues solicited for this. So this will collect as a trade paperback. Uncanny Avengers: The Resistance, aka Uncanny Avengers Volume 4, 2023. Okay. And so this is the last part of Uncanny Avengers by Jerry Duggan. So this is I've been liking this book, and hopefully this one doesn't land as flat as everything else did as well. But Duggan is writing the other 2 major players in Fall of X, and that's Iron Man and the X-Men flagship title, X-Men. I don't have those problems with Duggan like a lot of other folks do. You've heard my story about him a few times. He's a friend of a friend, IRL. That's nice. It's good to see him at cons. I always have something really nice and friendly to ask him and to say to him. He's like, hey, I'm a friend of TD. Oh, dude, how you doing? See, that's cool. And like I gotta ask him at Fan Expo this past year, hey, what's up with Nimrod? He's like, oh, Nimrod, he's like a younger version of himself, so he's not as a mature AI, so he's got that. That's where his sense of his kind of, I asked him specifically about what's up with Nimrod, that sense of humor of his, and he answered my question about his ongoing, that's as natural as an interaction between fan and creator should be. I love comic books. But yeah, I would pick up this Doctor Strange because I've been reading it. It's pretty fun. But just for the Peach Momoko Nightmare variant. Uncanny Avengers number 5 of 5. Hope it lands nicely. There's Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong number 3. That's fun. And that's it's $4.99 for 40 pages. So you're probably getting 32 pages of story and art. And the first 2 issues, this is going to collect really nicely. This as well is going 6 issues, and wow, this is a funny book. This is a fun superhero comic book so far. So I'm like, bring it on. That's what we more need. Except, here's the anti-fun. Would I buy this issue? No, I can't, because Alyssa Wong blocked me on Twitter. I'm not going to give her. She hates me. I'm her enemy, or something like that. She doesn't even think of you. The insulations that people use about block lists. Someone put me on a fucking list of bad persons and told this individual that this is it's a good idea if you use my block list. Oh, use my block list. I have all the known adjacent, bad persons on here. All of them. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry. You need to break a few eggs to make an omelet, or you need to throw out the bathwater with the baby in this case. I mean, seriously. So we get Star Wars Dark Droids Dr. Aphra, number 39. It's $4.99 for 28 pages. So we all know that's 22 pages of story and art, and which includes the cover. But this is as modern as modernity can get. I like to be mean and say they use the Pander Stone from South Park's Into the Panderverse. That's their kyber crystal, and explains the color of their lightsaber. Modern purple everywhere, but remember, purple. Blues. You have to realize you have lots of red in that with those blues, and they're making purple. There you go. Purple is the purple is the result. Purple is what we want. We got Superior Spider-Man and Spider-Boy by you Dan Slott. It's like Murderer's Row of block people. We get Pack, Slott, Wong. Why don't we throw in some Tim Sheridan here? We got Jedzia Axelrod. Holy shit! It is a Murderer's Row. Ha ha! She got me blocked too. Wow! What the fuck? We've got Green Lantern War Journal number 4 by Philip Kennedy Johnson. One of the only Green Lantern books and Philip Kennedy Johnson books I'm not getting. I wasn't really happy with the art. I am buying Green Lantern, but by Jeremy Adams. So that means I don't, because there are 2 other Green Lantern books going on. So it's just like I don't, unless I'm really drawn to it or I'm taking a chance, I'm not going to pick it up. This Jay Garrick number 3, Jay Garrick the Flash. Hey, this is colorful and it's pretty good. It's Jeremy Adams. And it's pretty fun. It's got the Donna DC trade dress. It's one of 6. It's going to collect very well. And yeah, it's got great art and great colors and great character voices. I really want to see Jeremy Adams go far. Between him and Vendetti, I hope they're the heirs apparent of Jeff Johns and carry on that tradition of really quality storytelling, of that golden age JSA flavor, of this like really tight knowledge of the characters, events, and history. We have Astonishing Iceman number 5 in the Fall of X trade dress. So this is another one of the 5-issue minis for Fall of X. This is going to collect as Astonishing Iceman Out Cold trade paperback. And this wasn't made for me, and I hope whoever this was made for comes out and gets these floppies and the eventual trade paperback to support. They're making the effort to make sure there's a magazine out there for you, and all these magazines that are made, we're gonna say, hey, maybe we can get the readers we target to buy the magazine we're making for them. It's magazine publishing more than authenticity and verisimilitude of an ongoing stable of properties, and to curate them and to shepherd them. Speaking of, Hawk Girl number 6 of 6, wrapping up the Galaxy mini, and I'll read it if it's part of my treasure, my pirate chest. But what can I say? I got blocked on Twitter by Jadzia Axelrod, who's got better moral purity than me, or something like that. I'm not toxic. I didn't say anything toxic about your magazine or your efforts. I might have said something like, I'm not too sure about the lettering, in or the perspective or the art. The art is actually some of the best part of it. I wasn't really thrilled with the lettering in 1 and 2, and usually it's Hassan Asmati Allahu is he's everywhere doing a lot of stuff these days. But yeah, it's Panda vs. Purple, and it's like again, it's like not made for me. I'm okay with that. Sure, why not? This is the publisher saying we're going to publish a magazine, and hopefully the people this is made for shows up to buy it. If not, well, hey, we tried. My daughter came back from university after her gender studies and told me that I had to make me sure this happens and use purple, or else I'll never see my grandchildren. That's what That's what I hear on the in the astral plane. We got my sleeper for the past 2 weeks has been this. I just might pick up 1 and 2 because you need, and to get part 4 next week. But it's silent. It's Batman Santa Claus Silent Night, number 3. The art in this is really fun, and I like the story. It's in continuity, and it's fun, and it's of the season. And I kind of like that. It's like Batman and Santa Claus versus Krampus, and I don't even know who Krampus is. I'm not even dialed in. I'm not tuned into that, but like I'm enjoying it, and it is fantastic. Meaning fantasy. It's not about power fantasy. It's not about sharing power. It's just about it's about stupid superheroes with Santa Claus, and it's fun. It's it. Yeah. I don't think there's any lecturing going on here. There's Batman Off-World, which, by Doug Mankey on art, and it's Jason Aaron's first DC comic. Issue number 1 took me by surprise. I did not pick it up, though. I didn't. I don't think I will today. There's the original X-Men number 1, $5.99. Written by Christos Gage and penciled by Greg Land with inker of Jay Layston. That's great. So we got some traditional art here. But it's one of these like year 1, year 2, first class adventures where it's Scott, Jean, Hank, Bobby, and Warren. And they're in their variation of their most original uniforms. And so it's nostalgia stuff. It's okay, but yeah, I'm going to pass. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder, number 6 of 6. This is going to collect very nicely. This will make someone a really nice present next year, like a nice hardcover. If I had a Harley Quinn person in my life, this would make I've read a few of these, and they're fun. They're anthology, and they're simple. And they're black and white with one color, red. And that works with Harley's iconic color motif, and it's really good. I like Harley Quinn stories. I like her character. She's come a long way, but I mean, for me personally, when I hear the actress Arlene Sorkin's voice in a Harley Quinn word balloon, I am happy. That makes me happy. Kelly Thompson's doing that over on Birds of Prey currently, and so that makes me happy. So I like Harley, and she came over from the animated series, man. That's a win. Titans Beast World Tour at Central City number 1. We're getting some Flash family action in the Beast World universe. So in the event, this has got to be. This is part 10 of 22 floppies that are the Beast. The Beast World comes to the Flash family. Dun, dun, dun. And, Central City, Keystone City, the Twin Cities. And, sure, some of that stuff hasn't been all that bad. I'll tell you. Titans Beast World number 2 was fun. And some of the last Ivan Rice DC Comics superhero action you'll ever see. Because Rice has stepped away from DC now after 20 years. Good on you, man. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, number 302. I'll pick you up. This is not set in the Energon universe, just FYI. They are both published on Skybound. This is the continuation of Larry Hama's long-going G.I. Joe story, going all the way back to Marvel Comics in 1982. So the G.I. Joe tie-ins to Energon universe will be initially Duke and Cobra Commander, both written by Joshua Williamson. And I read a review copy of Duke #1. That's at the sauce. It really does. I might pick that up. I'm not sure. I'm not I am buying Transformers, but that's the whole thing. Like, these are publishing companies, and they want they want their fair, they want their share of the market share of the marketplace. And these are interesting titles to to entice us with and try to get our business. That's the whole point of it. Is it lecturing? Is it using our platforms to disseminate the message and the agenda? Or was that the wrong step? Could we have done that a bit more eloquently and artistically instead of using the art as a platform? I don't have answers. All I have are questions. Speaking of art, I mean, this is Rare Flavors #3 is coming out this week, and it's got a 1 in 15 Dan Mora variant cover. I would love to get my hands on that. Rare Flavors by Ram V and Flippy Andrade. It's been I did not know about the many deaths of Layla Starr. And this is one of the first Ram V stories that I really came across and embraced. Before this, I really was been ignorant of. I known that he was out there. I knew he wrote Swamp Thing. He was involved with the Vigil, which ended up being pretty damn good. And I knew he was writing Detective Comics. He was writing Tech. And after reading Rare Flavors 1, I fell in love with it. I'm a chef, professional chef over 30 years now. So there's a big part of the story is the love of food and about its preparation and about, recipe stuff. And it's interpolated into the mystery of the story and of the B story of the hunt for the lead character. And it's really good. It's European flavored. This is not an American comic book. I'm very grateful for the fact that, I have some things such as Rare Flavors on my menu. This is a comic book I look forward to. I have no idea where this is going. And I know it's solicited for 5 issues. So maybe it's a complete story. Who knows? But I'm in. And I'm also now in on Detective Comics as well. What a slow burn he's got going on over there. So, and it's really good. It's the complete opposite to Chip Zdarsky's Batman. And his art with I think his name's Jason Sean Alexander is just so spot on for the mood and the slow burn and his usage of Selena Kyle and her voice. I'm so pleased to read an issue of Tech. Ram V is he's not everyone's cup of tea, but jam. I mean, I've been looking forward to Rare Flavors #3, and I'll be picking that up if it's on the list, if it's on the shelf. We got Plot Holes #5 by Sean Gordon Murphy. I'm picking that up to pick it up. There's The Sickness #4, I think of 5. Yeah, that's going 5 issues. That's on Uncivilized Books, and it's a real indie stuff. It's real artsy stuff. It's confounding. It's confusing. I love Jenna Cha's art, though. It's just this. It's like raw pencils. It's a kind of, it's basic. It's stripped down. There's just essentials there, and it's confounding, macabre, eeriness, Twin Peaksy, Twilight Zoney, Outer Limitsy. I mean, I appreciate this comic with the utmost of respect. It's disjointed between 2 times, and it's hard. I'm hoping that this all ties in together at the end, and it makes it a cohesive narrative that just brings all of this disjointedness together into like one puzzle. Good words for The Sickness, huh? Yeah, you should check it out. It's not for everyone. What else is on this list? This is a very long list here. So yeah, just Ramen the X-Men. We got Exo Man of War Unconquered Prestige Edition #1. So cue Becky Cloonan and but Michael Conrad, your husband and co-writer, and Liam Sharp, the awesome artist. I'm not blocked by you. So this is reprinting issues 1, 2, and 3 in the Alien format. This is Valiant publishing through Alien Books. And this is book 1 of 2. So this is $12.99 for 64 pages. So this was 2 issues of this. Is going to cost you basically the same you'd be paying for the trade paperback, about $25 for 128 pages of which is probably, this is probably their 3-issue story that they had planned when Valiant was going through its change. And Valiant Comics didn't necessarily go under, but it stopped its usual periodical publications and are now licensing through Alien Books. And like I said, I got some Alien books. I got Sunshine Patriots 1 and 2 by Howard Chaykin. Fucking loved it. I love Chaykin. Current Chaykin. I'd be reading that and Hey Kids Comics. I need to catch up on Hey Kids Comics. That's some really, good stuff. But I got the first issue of this, and I wasn't really thrilled with it because for me it suffered from that issue 1 of 6 that is your mini. That's it. So there's not enough action and then I found out that Becky Cloonan had blocked me on Twitter with no direct interaction. I'm just a bad person on a list because of adjacency or whose panel show that I'm on. It's got nothing to do with me. Fuck you, asshole. Am I supposed to spend my money with you? Are you fucking insane? I don't care how. I have mental health and emotional problems, and I go to a doctor for it. So I can say that, are you fucking insane? You think I'm going to spend my money with you? Fuck off. Man. But yeah, so that's the other, there are 2 Valiant comics coming out through Alien Books, because you got Ninjak book 1 as well. Ninjak Super Killers Prestige Edition, 48 pages. $9.99, 48 pages. And it's saying that, yeah, maybe this is the last Valiant, because it says nothing about Alien on this. Because I think it shouldn't it. It will be, yeah. No, yeah, so this is, okay, it's collecting Ninjak 1 through 4, 2021, and then Ninjak Super Killers 2024, numbers 1 through 4. And that will be on Alien Books. That will be $24.99 and 176 pages. And it's the same trade dress and it's the same cover. So there's no Alien Books on Ninjak Super Killer #1. Just saying. I'm just pointing that out. But it most obviously is an issue. So it's going to be $40 for you to collect that. Is it? Or is, yeah. Maybe 20. Because it's 48 pages. So that's 24 pages. That sounds like 2 issues. Maybe. We'll find out. That's why I love comic books. Yeah, there were only 2 issues solicited for Ninjak Super Killers. Issue number 2 comes out in June of 2020, June 17th, 2024. That's $9.99, 48 pages. So, but it's written by Jeff Parker, who's doing the Batman Santa Claus Silent Night that I'm really in love with. Hey, I'm glad that we had the opportunity to just check out comics, things that are being offered to us on the shelf this week. So check out one of those Alien comics. Look at the binding. Look at the cover. It's a nice jump in quality. No ads, but you do get that higher sticker price. But is it worth it? I don't know. Is that the future of our? Is something like these Valiant Alien books? Is that the future of the periodical print publications of our floppy? Who knows? Only tomorrow knows, as the Beatles used to say, right? Anything else coming out this week? I'll keep my eye out for The Seance Room, Harry's Opus number 1 by Ben Templesmith. That's it. Well, thank you so very much for tuning in today. We've been talking about comics. We've been talking about the new releases coming out today on New Release Day Wednesday. Please like and subscribe. It'll help the algorithm promote the channel. I'm trying to grow. Come back on Sunday when we review the comics that we've picked up. We like to play What's in the Bag? The ubiquitous brown paper bag that we get at our local comic book shops, where you should go every Wednesday to pick up your new funny books and your supplies. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. We will return on Sunday with a live stream at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Drop on by, be part of the conversation, and thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We will see you again in those funny pages on Sunday. Ciao. Bye-bye.